What is up, everybody? Spoiler alert 180 edition coming at you. Oh, what is it? I believe it is the 10th, February 10th. I know it's been a minute. We had a lot going on down here in Texas. We had the freezing rain, freeze. We were pretty much couldn't go anywhere for 2 or 3 days last week. And we had some rain this week. But I wanted to get on here and recap. I know it'll be 2 weeks tomorrow since I ran my 10K trail course race in Granbury. It was a Camp Classic at El Tesoro. Let me tell you guys, I know I got on Facebook right after and talked about it, but I've had some time to decompress from it. And it was amazing. It was unbelievable. First and foremost, I got to say thank you to my wife. She was my rock. She was my support. She has been the main reason that I have been able to achieve what I have in the last 2+ years, because she is my support system. She is my everything, but not just her. Everybody, family and friends. This is going to be a real quick recap of the race, or the race day. Got up that morning. It was it's a half-hour way to Granbury. Got up, had some breakfast, hydrated. Charlotte drove over there. We get there. I check in. The race community was amazing. I'm not going to lie. These people were awesome. It was really cool. Everybody was very friendly. So I checked in, warmed up, went back to the car, had another protein bar, got ready, put my knee brace on. This is all, race was at 9 o'clock. We got there. I think it was 7:30, got checked in, just kind of got the butterflies out of the way. Got a warm up. They had a 1K kids run. They let everybody that was entering the race go on this 1K, just walk, jog, whatever you want to do that the kids run, kids fun run, stretch out. So we did that. Then Charlotte and I went on a walk, and then we get there at the starting line. And there's probably, I'd say there was over 100 people, I would guess. There was about 50 in the 10K, and probably every bit of that, if not a few more, in the 5K. So we get the starting line, and Drew, my buddy Drew Stewart, Phil Benedum, and my buddy John Glines, they all have ran before. They said, hey, don't get to the front of the pack at the start because you don't want to get caught up in the people taking off. Run your race. So I get about a third of the way, maybe half the way back, somewhere in there. They say, okay, welcome everybody. By the way, instead of 3.1 mile loop, it's 3.2 miles. So everybody gets a little more than what they paid for. It's extra, yay for you. And the first 2.5 miles, it's elevation gain, the 2.5 miles up, and then you drop down the last little over half mile back down to the course. Just letting you know, single trail, there's water crossings, yada, yada, yada. Boom, time to go. Gun goes off, we take off, and I just find my pace, find my rhythm. And I just say, I was in this zone of this is my race. I'm not running against anybody. Just, this is my, I knew there was an age category. I was in the 45 to 50 age category, or 45 to 49-year-old age category. Didn't know how many were entered, but I was just running my own race. I make the first lap, and there's some elevation incline, and it was a slower pace than I wanted, but I was still moving along, doing good. Come past the start-stop line, and there's Charla, and there's Kylie, Kirsten, her boyfriend Will, my mother-in-law Patty, cheering me on. As I passed Charla, I put my finger up one more lap. And now, this is what Drew told me. This is what Phil told me. This is what John told me. He's like, okay, you don't get caught up in the race. You're running your own race. But at the beginning, you run your first lap, first 3.1 miles, get in a rhythm, but you don't get past in the second lap. You start passing people. So here we go. I start, okay, I see people from me. I start trying to run them down. Now, mind you, this course, there was single track. It was single trail. You couldn't pass, but I got around people. And I'm feeling it, and I've got a great mix on. I made a mix on my headphone, or on my phone, had my headphone in. They only let us run with one headphone in because they wanted you to be able to hear the other runners and trail people on the course. So I had one in. I mean, my music was hitting just right, everything. But, I'm feeling it because there's more incline than I'm used to. But I'm doing it. I'm getting it. I come up, hit the 2-mile mark. I know like a little over a mile left, and I'm leaving it all out there. I am making sure I'm digging deep. And I come crest the top. I got a little over a half mile. I see a couple guys in front of me. They're about 400, 500 yards in front of me. And my goal, okay, I'm going to run them down. That's just my goal, my personal. I've got to catch them. And so I hit the downhill. It's single track. It's narrow. And I push and I push and I push. And I pass both of them. I cross the finish line. And this feeling, it's something that I'm sure I felt before. But I tell you what, it was unbelievable how I felt crossing that finish line, because this is something that I promise you, if somebody would have told me 3 years ago, hey, you're going to run a 10K, you're going to enjoy running, I'd have said people are crazy. And here I am, 2+ years past my weight loss surgery, found this passion, this love, this energy for running. And I'm so thankful. It was an amazing experience, but it took about 4 days after the race to where, because I was so engaged in the race and foot placement, and I was taking in the sights and the sounds and of this trail course, and it was amazing. But it started coming back to me about 3 or 4 days later, to where remembering certain parts of the trail, remembering the water crossings. Like I say, I was in the moment when I did it, but I was so focused on pushing myself and foot placement and, giving my all out there, that I was taking all this stuff in, but it was, I was absorbing it, but I wasn't consciously paying attention to it. That 4 days after that race, where I'm just sitting there and we're stuck in the house because it's iced over. You can't go out. I mean, you can't get around. You can't drive in Texas at the time. And I got to reflect on it. And it was unbelievable. When I finished, I was almost in tears, and I had to step away and take a minute, because I had done something that was so out of my comfort zone, so out of my box, out of my norm. And it was amazing. It was completely amazing. And I'm so thankful that I did it, that I stepped out of my comfort zone. Yeah, I've been running for the last 2 years. I've been doing stuff like that. I've been running. I've been walking. I've been putting this exercise in. But until Phil told me, you've got to push yourself. Go outside of your comfort zone. Enter a race. And he and I were on the phone, and I literally Googled races around Stephenville, Texas, found this one. It was 2 weeks away, and I entered it. $45. Entered it. I mean, I didn't even give myself a chance to second guess, but I knew it was out of my comfort zone. And then to train for it and push myself to do it, I'm so grateful for the support. So I just wanted to get on here. I know I've kind of went longer than I wanted to, but I wanted to thank everybody that reached out to me that day. Before I got so many texts before the race and direct messages. Good luck, proud of you, good luck, family, friends. And then after the race, I mean, Drew, my buddy Drew Stewart, I mean, he was watching Charlotte's Facebook post, because she was posting the whole time, the start, lap 1, when I crossed the finish line. I guarantee you it was 10 minutes after the race, he called, and he couldn't have been any happier had he ran the race himself. He was so happy for me, proud of me. And it's his fault that I got into running, because I was very content just walking, but it's his fault. But like I say, my brother Casey called me before, or texted me before, text me after, good luck today, proud of you, love you. And just everybody that reached out to me before the race and since then, thank you all very much. I guess the bottom line, what I'm trying to say is, it's going across the bottom. It's scrolling across. It's never too late. Man, you're never too old. It's your turn. If you want to flip your life around 180 degrees, I don't care if it's health and wellness, weight loss, if it's education, if it's career, man, take the steps. Start with little steps. Every little step leads to huge gains. I promise you. And even if you take 3 steps forward and 1 step back in a day, don't let that 1 step back derail you completely. Just step forward again the next day and make up that 1 step. But don't try to make up 3, just make up that 1. And then another small step, another small step. And in a year, in a month, in a week, you're going to look back and you've gone a long way. So, all right, guys, it was just a quick recap. The 10K trail course race that I did in Granbury, amazing. I'm going to run another one. I don't know when, but I'm excited about it. Drew, Phil, and I got some cool things coming. Stick around. It says right up here at the top of my screen, 180 Project, however you put it. 180 Project, it's your turn. If you have, we're getting ready to go big with something, you guys, because we want to share our stories. We want you guys to follow along, and we want people to make it their story, flip their life around 180 degrees. So, all right, guys, I appreciate everybody that watches. Have a great, great Friday, February 10th. We are just ticking away at 2023. Every little step gets you closer to your goal. Every little piece we chisel off the stone helps us shape the creation we're trying to make. So, all right, you guys, have a great day. We'll catch you later. Peace out.